Well, welcome to this
Are we
AMA
live?
session.
We're
we
live.
are
We're
we are
live.
really happy to have you here. We are live. The joy of doing this kind of stuff. So we're going to be chatting with the men behind all of this, the people you want to get answers from, Gil and Oshri, who are of course the leaders, part of the leadership team at Atera. We're going to make this is live. We want to actually get questions from the audience. So go ahead and enter your questions into that question panel that you see there on the platform. We're going to pull as many questions as we can during this 45-minute session. So start getting them in so that we can start working with you. But to get us kicked off, Gil, I want to dive right in, and I want to ask you for your thinking about what are you planning for IT services and what they look like in 2025.
Well, I think that there's three big challenges or three things that IT pros need to start thinking about investing time in. One is, it's going to sound like you've heard it a million times in the last few weeks, you have to be a pro in using AI and ChatGPT, and that's one thing. The second is security, and that's a big focus that people need to have. And the third is cloud in general. And these are three areas where IT pros really need to focus on in the years to come, and where Atera is putting all our efforts around. And all this is actually kind of covered with a layer of becoming more efficient, doing more with the same people you have. People are a scarce resource, and that's where we're focusing on the company going to from here.
Well, the questions are coming in. Oshri, I think you're a great one for this one from Ryan. With all this talk of security, how is Atera thinking about supply chain attacks, particularly how you manage your code base and an agent that's deployed across all these infrastructures?
So, security is a big concern for all of us. We have amazing security and compliance team led by Oren. You all saw the session yesterday. We have an amazing process. Actually, the life cycle, the development life cycle security is, I think, one of the best processes that we have today in Atera. We know that we need, to keep an eye and make improvements all the time to this process. So we're really aware of it. And we're actually using a lot of Israeli experts, security experts, as external consultants to help us with that. And we're doing a lot in this area.
Gil, I want to ask this one from Emily here, who's asking about how do you see the technology evolving over the next 3 years, and how do you continue to plan to innovate in the field of IT management?
Everything from our perspective is going to be around AI. I know it sounds like we're repeating this again and again, but this is where the huge leap in productivity and quality is happening. It's a new field. It actually is a new terrain. And we are focusing a lot of our engineering, R&D, research efforts on that. We're working very closely with Microsoft together. So we work in the Microsoft labs, we work with Microsoft engineers, and the goal is really to make IT people better, take away the mundane work, allow you to focus on things that really matter and are important, and increase efficiency. Life-work balance comes with that. A lot of things come with this new technology, and we're innovating around it. It's really new terrain.
That makes sense to me. And Oshri, I think I've got a follow-up that Jose is asking here that I think makes a ton of sense. Like, can you give a little bit of sense of the ways that someone can become a pro with ChatGPT and what you're advising them to think about to use the technology? Is it just information or research, or is it more?
It's much more than that. I think we're in the middle of a revolution. Every company from now on will use OpenAI, ChatGPT capabilities. And also in Atera, we today offer the capabilities in our platform. We started with summarizing the tickets, and we suggest solutions and reply to customers, and the solutions we can automate by script and attach it to an alert to completely solve issues. But I think everything we'll see in the near future will contain AI capabilities, and I suggest also for IT professionals, start using it, start exploring it, see tools, make yourself more efficient. That's the future.
Well,
if I can add to that, Dave,
please.
we've been working on the team has been working with Microsoft on that for months, using real life data to see that it really generates quality solutions. And we're seeing things like something that it would take somebody 2 hours to do shrink down to 30 seconds. So talking, exploring, doing diagnostics, coming up with a solution, implementing it, all that might take 2 hours. And with the system we've put in place, that you get the summary, you get the solutions, you get the code, you automate, this all happens in seconds. And so it's really magical. And this combination of the data we have and the system we've built around it, and it's magical. And if I'd say one thing is to try it on Atera, just that.
Yeah, by the way, we have a workshop in 1 hour from now. We're demoing it, and your customer can try it with us.
And the workshop is also with Microsoft together.
Yeah.
So it's our team with the Microsoft team together. It's really revolutionary what we have there.
So, Ocean, Cody wants to know, how do you prioritize which features to work on next?
I think Tal in his session explained the whole process, but we have a lot of inputs today that we're getting from our customers. We do some research ourselves. We are talking to them. We are trying to find how to automate things, how to make them more efficient. But we have this method that Tal mentioned in the session, that we are trying to also be aligned with our product strategy. I suggest those who missed this session to see the recording, because he just explained amazingly the process. So, yeah.
I can add that a little bit. We do have one of the following processes we have, or the process that we have in place is a quarterly planning process, where each quarter we collect all the data that we get from our customers, talk to them, interview, show, and then we have a plan for the quarter that's built on sprints of 2 weeks. And then it's all based on customer input, and then we run with that for the quarter. But because it's 2 week sprints, we also are able to listen during the quarter and adapt to things that customers are asking us to do that maybe we missed or become more important suddenly, etc.
So all right, I'm going to dive in on a couple here that are, we're starting to get into the good rapid fire ones in terms of some specific asks. So Adam asks, when is the platform going to be available in other languages? Specifically asking about Spanish, but what are you thinking about multi-language support?
We do support multi-language currently, and we also support Spanish. So
we do.
So today, that's an even better answer than Adam. So, but additionally, Gary wants to know a little bit more about localized billing. Billing in multi currencies. Currently, the ability of, he's noting that with the volatility of the difference between the U.S. dollar and Canadian dollar, it's difficult to budget around that. What are you guys doing in terms of multi currency?
I'll take that. I'd love to take. We charge in Canadian dollars. He has 100% security there, no exposure to U.S. dollar fluctuations. Just chooses to pay in Canadian dollars. We also have it in British pounds, and Australian dollars, so euros. So you can actually just choose the currency of your location and not be exposed to currency changes.
Gotcha. Well, Brian's asking here about the very specific one. So, Oshri, I think this one's going to go to you. He's asking, do I need to disable Windows automatic updates in order to allow Atera to control updates? Does the installing the agent do this already?
Yes, he needs to disable it, but we also have policies that will do this for him from our system. You don't need to go manually by one or something like that. Just click on the right button in our platform and we'll manage it for you.
All right. This one's from Oleg. Any plans for a project management component?
Yes, definitely. We know the request. It's on the roadmap.
Well, there we go. That's a good one. Well, then I'm going to follow right up with Joe's question. What are you guys doing on MDM when it comes to Atera?
Much higher priority than the project management. Top priority for us.
Okay.
Coming pretty soon.
All right. Reese asks, will there be a solution for installing or managing custom applications outside of the current chocolatey repository?
Absolutely. This is something that is in the work right now. And
it'll be released this quarter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Josh wants to know about multi-monitor support in Splashtop. Is that something you guys are looking at? And he's talking about how this one would help his productivity on a daily basis.
We have a question for him. First of all, yeah, and Splashtop CEO is a close friend of mine, and actually we just discussed it this week. But we also have AnyDesk inside that does have multi-monitor. I wonder if it doesn't solve the problem there and then, but actually we are talking now with Splashtop to add it.
So I've got two questions here. The first we'll do is a broader one. What do you guys, are there any upcoming integrations that you're in a position to talk about? And then in particular, Oliver is asking about deeper integration with Domotz. You guys have any integrations you want to talk about here that are coming up in the near term?
Yes, we some reveals here, but we're coming up shortly with Google Workspaces. It's coming out. And Domotz, it's interesting. What's the request there? So we can look at deepening the integration, because we have a team that works only on integrations, and they can prioritize that if it's an important request.
Gotcha. So I want to so Dean is asking an interesting question. Dean would like to know a little bit more about options where an online support session might be useful versus email or chat. Are you guys looking at that? Maybe even as a paid option? Because Dean said he'd be interested in paying for that. What are your thoughts on additional options for building support sessions?
I'll take that also. So first of all, the support team has a procedure that they can jump on a call if it's needed, and the idea to offer it is an interesting one, regardless if we add it as an option or a different tier. It's less efficient all around because it's kind of a one thing, and when a technician handles a few cases in chat, he can do multiple cases. But that's interesting, and if it's a strong request, let us know, and we can really look at adding a team that will do that.
So this one's actually kind of interesting, and it's coming from Ben, who's asking, he actually would like to know a little bit more about kind of the history of how you got here. Like, how did Atera come to be, in terms of the history and why you founded it?
So Oshri developed the firewall, an SMB firewall. That's how Atera actually has its roots as a security company, a cybersecurity company. I'll tell part of it, Oshri, you can tell the rest. And we went with this firewall to SMBs, knowing nothing. And they said to us, it's a really cool firewall, but we're looking something that would give us more time, more quiet, more peace, less stress. And we couldn't understand. We asked, but the firewall, it'll protect you. We wanted to sell naturally. And we found out that there's lacking in the market, in the industry, a product, a system that allows you to manage your IT with the ability to predict problems before they happen, solve them automatically, and that it'll be a pleasure to work with. Be easy, simple, pleasurable. That was our idea. Made no sense if I look back at it from now. Look, and that was the concept, and we felt that there isn't anything like that. And our whole being was to give IT professionals a platform that will really change their life and make it easier, move away all the mundane, repetitive work, free them up to do the stuff they like to do that's interesting. And it all was born from that firewall. And at a certain point, we killed that product and focused only on the all-in-one RMM and PSA help desk. And that's how Atera actually really got going. And we felt the pain when we went with the firewall to customers. We just really felt the pain there and the need.
And it's interesting because Jennifer's actually asking a question that kind of follows from that a little bit. What do you think is the kind of the unique special sauce? What sets you guys apart from the other players in the market today?
Oshri, you wanna?
Yeah, I think it's the ease of use, and that's part of the things that makes us special. You can take the system and within less than an hour, run it on a new customer, start getting alerts, start creating automations, start, enjoying the system. That's powerful for our customers. Gil mentioned at the beginning they look for they call it peace of mind. Look for try not putting up fires all day, and that's exactly what we aim for. And I think this is also the power of Atera.
I think that this is Oshri's part, not mine, but the technological side and the use of data and artificial intelligence, it doubles we have numbers on that and proof. It doubles the efficiency or the productivity of a person. So what two people did now, one can do, or one can do what two did before, and that's all from the technology. That's another part of our secret sauce, and our whole business model is different. It's based on per technician. At the end of the day, it also costs out of pocket about half of any other solution in the market. So it's like this whole combination of all-in-one, ease of use, cost is very affordable, and it doubles productivity using the technology.
I think you both may have answers for this one. David's asking, how do you see the technology that Atera is producing evolving over the next 3 years? And how do you plan to continue to innovate in the field of IT management?
So I think, as we mentioned a few times, AI will take a major part of our next few months and maybe years. And I think the whole industry will change and start using it. We think about this opportunity today that we have this amazing technology. We can make the IT people more efficient. We can eliminate every mundane task. We can, make them work 4 times less hard, but do much, much more than what they did before. And this is also something that we are going to present in the next session. So we are also going to reveal some new stuff that we didn't release yet in the field of AI. So I'm saying stay tuned.
You've definitely teased something in the next session then. So Daniel says actually, so Daniel inherited Atera and he'd like to become up to speed more. What are the resources that you want to point him at so that he can get deeper into the product?
First thing is just send an email to customer success at Atera. and one of our customer success engineers will jump on a call with you and help you onboard better, learn the product better, and also point you to all kinds of resources, videos, knowledge base articles, etc. But email to even email to me, Gil at Atera. Simple. And I'll hook you up with somebody.
I would add to this one, just play with the system. In 1 hour, you'll get it. It's
Yeah, that's also
amazingly easy. So do it, and we have KBs and support and everything, but just play with it. It's fun.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because Michael's question is actually almost related to this. What kind of support and resources broadly are you offering for Atera to its users? And then how do you ensure that your customers have a positive experience with the platform?
First of all, we have 24/7 support. 365 days a year, all year round. Anytime you're 20 seconds away from a human being behind chat. There, you can also send an email, but then it's not immediate. So if it's not something urgent, and just like the previous question, if they have an escalation process that if there's a need, they'll jump on a call. That's the first thing we do. We also have onboarding processes for customers. We have knowledge base articles. We have videos, training videos, and any issue really, even if it's a question, you can contact support. We have a large customer success team that have various accounts. Each one is responsible for various accounts for deeper training, deeper questions are there. So it's really, from us, our mission is helping IT professionals all around. So we really feel that mission.
Jonathan's got a great question here that I'd like to get a little insight to, because he's a small MSP and he has a lot of concerns about putting his eggs into one basket there. And what do you put in place to help maintain uptime and keep from breaches happening on the platform, or make sure that uptime? What's your infrastructure investment to make him feel good at night?
So first of all, we chose a world-class infrastructure. We are using Microsoft Azure, and everything we do is highly available, and we have disaster recovery plans all over and everything. I just saw that Microsoft Azure by itself has over 70 compliance certificates, which is crazy numbers. And we know that they are doing a lot of infrastructure improvement all the time. We're working very closely with Microsoft. So from that perspective, of course, we rely on world-class infrastructure. For the compliance, we have an amazing team, Oren's team. We just completed SOC 2 Type 1, ISO 27, the first one, 17, 18, 32, NIST, CSP, and HIPAA. It's a long list, and we are working all day, to add more and more certifications to our system. And also the existing certification is requiring us to update all the time and, and maintain those certifications. So this is one, but by itself, keeping us secure, keeping us, up to date with the latest changes. But yeah, we definitely working on it all the time, both in terms of R&D, making the system highly available and backupping everything and making sure everything will run smoothly. And also from a security perspective with the Oren's team, working day and night.
Well, then now I'm going to dive in on this one, because in fact, I've got two different people asking the same question, both Reese and Jonathan, Reese and Christopher are both asking about plans for Chromebook management or Chrome OS. What are you guys thinking about on the Chromebook front?
I think it's a common request. Please make sure your votes in the product board, but it's in our plans. We understand the need, and we'll probably get there. Now that we have Linux agent, it's should be quite easy for us to add it to the roadmap to use the same almost the same code for this one.
Now, this one is after my own heart. Jonathan asked a big picture question that's kind of an industry one. What are your thoughts on the recent AI experts and industry experts who are warning against the rapid development of AI? As you guys are thinking about this, where are you coming down on these warnings? Gil?
I think that our time is limited. It'll eventually figure out that it doesn't need us. Really hard to say. I think the one thing is clear: it's a revolution. It's maybe a bigger one even than the home personal computer revolution, bigger than the mobile phone, the smartphone revolution. Cloud, it's bigger than that. It's a huge revolution. I think it will change our lives. My belief, and I'm an optimist always, and never wrong, being an optimist, is that it will make our life better. It'll make things that are a pain to do go away. And there'll be things that are innovative, require communication between people, etc., that we will have more time to deal with. And I've had all kinds of experiences already of things that I had to do that in the past would take me, I don't know, an hour and a half, and I did them in minutes using ChatGPT, and it was a pain. It took away something that I really didn't enjoy anyway doing. So I really see it as something very positive, but it's also really a new frontier now, and it's a revolution. There's not an evolution here for humanity.
Oh, sure. I'm going to ask an add-on question there. Like, what kind of safeguards are you guys putting in place at Atera on the way that you're applying AI within the product?
So first of all, we implemented Microsoft OpenAI, which is a dedicated environment, closed, very secure, very compliant system. And we know that Microsoft doing a lot of effort. They invest a lot of effort in keeping it secure and also in terms of privacy. They have a dedicated cloud for it and everything, and they don't share customers' data with OpenAI, and they don't train models based on it. So that's from that perspective. I just agree with Gil. We are in the middle of a revolution here, and just waiting to see what the future brings.
All right, I'm going to get a little tactical in again here because Oliver is asking where you're heading in terms of Mac clients. It's a growing market. Where are you going with the Mac implementation and what you're doing on the platform?
We are now trying to make Mac support be more efficient and much better than what we used to have. We have a gap between the Mac agents to the Windows one, but we have a complete roadmap how to close the gap.
So Christos is asking a little bit, and this may be a feature already in there. Can talk a little bit about installing and uninstalling software. Is that built in, or is that, and what can people do with their ability to deploy and uninstall software with the platform? So
today we have a software installation module in our system. You can install whatever you want. You can upload MSI and deploy it, but you can also choose from our repository. We're using Chocolatey integration. So we just write the name of the product that you're looking for, and with one click install it. Quite easy. And we are now working on a private software repo for those who are concerned or want to upload their own packages. They can also do that. This is something that will be released in this quarter. Besides that, we do have an innovation coming up in the area of software installation, but I'll try to keep it for ourselves for now, but it's coming soon.
Well, I know you can't give everything away because that would be, you know, we know you can't do that. So I've got sort of two questions that we're going to think about as we think about SaaS questions. Oleg's asking if there's any plans for deeper integration with managing Office 365 tenants. What are you doing on that front?
Yes, but we can't talk about it.
So there are, well, then you answered your question is yes, there are plans.
And as the forum knows, we're really very close to Microsoft, and they're very close partners of ours for years, and we can't talk about it.
Okay, well, that's a good tease. Perhaps we will be bringing that one back at another Ateraverse then. So,
but on the other hand, we will probably talk about it very shortly.
Okay, I like that tease. So we will have to reconnect on that one.
On the next Ateraverse. No, before that. Way before that.
Well, then, so we've got a timeline. We know that it's at least in that front. So we've done a pretty good job on answering that one. Carlos is asking if you're doing anything with SaaS Alerts Unify. You know, are you doing any work with them? The modifications to your API to integrate with SaaS Alerts?
I don't know them.
Okay, so another one. They're a company. They're a company that does SaaS management. They're clearly the answer, not right now. But Carlos, perhaps you'll want to broker an introduction so that Gil can work on that one. I'm sure that would.
That's what I was going to say.
Very
also,
much.
please make sure it's in the product board.
So that you brought that up twice. For those that, Oshri, why don't you tell me a little bit more about the product board and how people can give impact, give that feedback if they haven't done so already?
Yeah, so the product board is actually the way we get from our customers. They tell us about their needs, and then someone like Carlos that wants this integration tells us about it, and then all the other users can vote on it, and we see. If we see big traction, we'll just jump on it. Probably we'll talk to Carlos, try to identify the needs, see the common requests. And this is impacting our roadmap directly. This is something that we are working with every day. So that's why I'm so obsessed about it. Put it in a product board. We're looking at every day. Make sure it's in there.
And how do people access that product board? Where is it?
It's actually one click in our system. You have a small icon in the right hand. Just click. We have product board in the menu.
Or reach out to your customer success people if you need help, since that's been mentioned.
That's true.
Gil, Jessica has asked a question that again warms my heart, and I want to expand the conversation a little bit. She's asking about the talent shortage in IT and how Atera is supporting its customers overcoming that. Are you looking at training or certification or other programs to help with the broader, shortage of IT talent?
So it's an interesting question. The shortage isn't going to get better. So humanity is making less children, has been making less, and the shortage is actually more or less a permanent one. So the way we approach it is actually in two vectors. One is when you use Atera, we double the productivity. So if you had 4 people in the team, it's like you have 8. So it's like you just hired another 4 people. The second thing is both the intuitiveness of the system and the new artificial intelligence added to it enables people that have less training to use it to a much higher level. For example, the intuitiveness, they'll start just using it very quickly and know the ropes really quickly. When they encounter a problem, the usage of the artificial intelligence will offer them solutions for that problem. So even if they didn't exactly know the solution or weren't sure, the AI will offer them these solutions, and it's actually kind of educating them while they're working. So you can hire people that have less training, less experience, and by that actually augmenting or relieving a little bit the talent shortage. But we do it on these two vectors. One, we double actually the people you have, and the other is we allow you to hire people with less training and have them use the system, and they become much more as if they have a long time training by using it.
Gotcha. And a reminder for listeners, if you've got questions, we've still got a little bit of time, and I'm trying to move through them as quickly as I can. So make sure to put them into the chat area in that Q&A section so that I can review them. Oshri, this one's from Ryan, and I'm really interested to hear how your approach to keeping up with the latest regulatory requirements and how you're helping MSPs achieve compliance there. How do you keep up with all those changes?
I just mentioned that we have Oren's team, the security team, and the compliance. They are working day and night, keeping us secure. But not only, they are doing a lot of compliance certifications, as I mentioned, SOC, IPA, ISO 27, and actually we are getting some industry-specific compliance requests. We're happy to assist with that. Just go to our chat support, ask for it. They will, redirect the ticket to the security and compliance team and give the customer the best solution that we can.
Oleg wants to know if there are any resources that Atera has to help MSPs win new business.
Good question. No. Maybe
I think we had some trainings about.
We had all kinds of things that were very sporadic, but not consistent. My only experience is, which is a bit frustrating, because that we find out that our customers don't tell other people about Atera. It's like a secret sauce. So maybe Atera in itself is an engine for getting new customers because it's innovative. You provide better service, word of mouth, etc. That I would actually, it'd be nice if the community guides us there. If you really think that we can help you there and what we can do, and we can see with our resources and people where we can actually assist MSPs in gaining new business.
Well, there we go. Let's have a community discussion on that one. Anon asks a question about and says, considering your close work with Microsoft, how are you approaching coexisting with Intune? What's the philosophy, and how are you pulling that off?
I think that there is a reasonable, coexisting reason for both programs to live alongside. In terms of us managing the system used by MSPs, we provide a multi-tenancy, which Intune don't provide currently. So besides that, Atera is a IT platform, is actually much more than the technical part. We have the ticketing, and we have the billing, and we have the customer relation, and we have the app center. It's completely different, in general. But especially for MSPs, it's also the multi-tenancy.
And Linux. You have Linux, and you have Mac, and you have the marketplace that has a very large number of integrations of best of breed integrations of security and backup and operations, etc. So I think it's much broader and much more of a platform than Intune, which is more of a tool.
Gotcha. Well, Gary's asking a question. It's kind of specific, Oshri, so I'm going to throw this to you. And he wants to know if you're working on specific improvements on the endpoints around better collection of system metrics, events, logs, and offering more suggestions for management besides patch management and the current monitoring. What are you working on that front?
Absolutely. I can't tell the complete picture of what we are doing, but yes, we do working on the infrastructure that collects the information and even process it. And I think Tal already exposed that we are now collecting all the data and trying to make some anomaly detection kind of alerts. So we are in this area right now. We are working on it, and we will have a lot of changes around this. very soon.
Well, that'll be exciting to hear. Gil, I'm going to throw this one to you. Raphael asks, will Atera stay independent? Is anyone considering selling or being absorbed anytime in the future?
Never, ever. No. No. First of all, the serious answer is no. It's not our mission in life. Oshri and I have been doing this for many years together, and we are passionate about what we're doing. We love our work. We love our customers and our partners. And we not even considering it. It's this is our passion to do what we're doing. We don't want to be gobbled up by some evil empire. We are out there to slay them dragons.
Well, I will say,
Is this
someone
being recorded? Is this, yeah?
As someone who does interviews, audience, that's one of the most definitive answers I've heard in quite some time. So, Christos is asking, would be the best approach for those that are not Atera customers to get educated on all the features that Atera has to offer?
I would sign up for the free trial, 30 days. While you're doing that, we'll probably contact you anyway, but you can contact us. And the free trial, we actually, customers get, or trialers get on board within an hour, very fast. They're already running with it, experiencing, kicking the tires. And while you're doing that process, we'll hook you up. You'll be hooked up with somebody from the CS team and get help and get the experience.
I would also suggest webinars.
Yeah, right. There's webinars to join. Good point. Yeah.
Oh, sure. I think this one's for you. Scott wants to know, are there any plans on allowing us to manage settings for AnyDesk like whitelisting or permission profiles?
If that's in the product board, we'll probably do it.
Does it exist in AnyDesk? I'm not sure we know.
Not sure.
Yeah. But it's a good question to send to support, just, a chat with them. They'll know better on that specific kind of detail of AnyDesk than we would.
All right. Well, I've got the last couple of minutes here, and I've been saving this one from Emmett and this one from Thomas. Emmett says he's been loving the event, and he wants to know if there's any plans for an in-person event or meetup. And Thomas wants to know when the next Ateraverse is. Okay.
First of all, yes, we are going to do kind of a road show in Europe, in the US in the upcoming months. And both of us also will be there. And we'll be meeting people on the ground and not only virtually. And the next Ateraverse is already being planned, not a few months down the road, towards the end of the year. And actually, the more input we get from you on this Ateraverse, the better. So we can make the next one even better.
Well, that's exciting. I got a couple of moments here, so I'm going to try and slide one or two more in. Oliver wants to know if there's any plans on around like an Atera certified qualification diploma for IT professionals. Like, are you working on certifications and training more? Can you tell us about your plans there?
We are. We have started building a program like that with formal certification and tests, and it'll be out in a couple of months.
That is certainly exciting. Somebody here, I'm moving quick to get these in. Do you guys have discounts for nonprofits?
That's for the sale. Drop an email to the sales team.
Awesome.
They'll take care of that. They'll have all the details.
All the sales team will have all the details there. And then I want to make sure, Gary's asking, is it possible to retire an Atera agent remotely when a customer leaves? Oshri?
We have a retired agent report, so it's quite easy to identify those agents, and with one click away to uninstall all of them. So just look for the retired agents, KB. You will have all the information in there.
Well, I'm going to use retirement as a great opportunity to wrap this up. Guys, I really appreciate you being quick on your feet here in a dynamic and taking so many questions from the audience. Gil, Oshri, thank you so much for your time. To the audience, thank you for your attention, and we're going to send you off to the next session. We really appreciate your time and attention, and we will talk to you again soon. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you.